Okay, so I need to tell you something that I genuinely didn't expect to find out. Because I thought I understood horses. Not like, I ride horses, I'm not that person. But I thought they were, animals reactive. They respond to what's in front of them. Turns out, that's not even close to what's happening. The moment you walk toward a horse, before you reach them, before you speak, before you do anything at all, they have already started building a file on you. And I don't mean that loosely. I mean that in a way that, when I read the research on this, I actually stopped and went back and read it again. Because it didn't make sense to me that an animal could do this. But they come. And once you see how you going to look at every horse you've ever been, near completely differently, there's one specific thing a horse clocks about you within seconds of you arriving. That stays in their memory for hours. I'll tell you exactly what it is. But first, I want to show you what it looks like when you don't know this. Think about a morning that didn't go right. Not a disaster. Just the small stuff. You snapped at someone. Traffic. A message you didn't want to read. You arrived wherever you were going and you thought, okay, I'm fine. I moved on. I'm not going to carry this with me. Now imagine that place you arrived was a stable. You go in like normal. You approach. You've been around this horse hundreds of times. Maybe. You know each other. But today, something's off. They don't come to you the way they usually do. There's a hesitation you can't put your finger on. Maybe they'd let you approach, but they're not quite there. A bit tense. A bit distant. And you think, Ari, they're sick. Did something happen while I was gone? Did I do something? You didn't do anything. Not today, anyway. You did something this morning, before you even left the house. And your horse who wasn't there, who has never met the person you argued with, who has no idea what your commute looked like, your horse already knows. I want to explain exactly how that's possible. Because the answer isn't mystical. It's not that horses are psychic or that they sense energy or whatever. It's much more specific than that. And honestly, more interesting. So there's a team of researchers at the University of Sussex. They study animal communication, specifically how animals read humans. And in 2016, they ran an experiment that I think about more than I probably should. They took 28 horses and they showed them photographs. That's it. Just photographs of human faces they'd never seen. Two faces, one expressing anger, one expressing happiness. These weren't the horses' owners. Weren't anyone the horses had ever met, just faces on paper. And the horses reacted differently to each one. When they saw an angry face, a face they had never encountered in their lives, their heart rate went up. Their body prepared for something. From a photo, that alone is pretty remarkable. But it's not even the part that got me. 2 years later, same research group, different experiment. This time they showed a horse, a photograph of a specific person looking angry. Then, hours later, that exact person walked into the stable. But here's the thing. They walked in calm. Neutral expression, no anger visible at all. By any normal measure, nothing to react to. The horse still treated them with caution. The researchers called it a memory for emotion. The horse didn't just react to how you looked in the moment. It had stored how you looked earlier, specifically, the emotional version of you. And it pulled that up when you arrived. That capability, that specific thing, holding a record of someone's emotional state and using it to inform how you treat them. Later, even when they seem fine now, until this study that had only been documented in one species, US. So when I say the horse is building a file on you, I mean that literally. Every time you show up, they're cross-referencing. Who is this person, emotionally, based on everything I've seen of them before? And are they the same today as they were last time? You don't get to reset just because you've calmed down. They remember. Now here's something I didn't expect to find when I went further into this. It's not just your face they're reading. You know how horses' ears move constantly? Most people know the basics. Ears forward means alert. Ears back means something's wrong. But researchers at the University of Portsmouth have been mapping horse facial expressions for years now. And what they found is that horses have at least 17 distinct, codable facial muscle movements. 17. For context, humans have 27. Chimpanzees have 13. Horses are sitting at 17. And they're reusing those same muscles, that same facial reading system, when they look at you. They're not just reacting to your mood in some vague way. They're parsing your face the way you'd parse someone you're trying to figure out, muscle by muscle, and they're doing it in under a second. And there's one more layer that I think is the strangest of all. University of Sussex, same group found that horses preferred to approach humans who are displaying what the study called submissive body posture. Not dominant, not confident, Smaller, softer, arms in, relaxed stance, not puffed out, which kind of turns everything upside down, right? Because you'd think an animal that size would respond to confidence, to authority. That's what most people try to project around horsescontrol.com. Authority. But the horses kept choosing the person who is, for lack of a better word, open. Not because they're attracted to weakness, because they live in societies where the most dangerous thing you can encounter reads as big, rigid, and unpredictable. That's how a predator moves, and you have been unconsciously signaling predator energy at horses your whole life, without knowing it, and wondering why they seemed wary. So if all of this is true, if horses are this sophisticated at reading you, then there rests a question that actually matters here. What are they finding when they look? And is there anything you can actually do about it? Here's the thing about that question, and I want to be honest, because I think the easy version of this video would end by giving you a list. 5 things to do before you approach a horse. That kind of thing. But I don't think that's what this is actually about. What got me about all of this, what genuinely unsettled me was, not that horses are judging you. It was this. They're judging the you that you don't think you're showing. The version of you at 7 a.m. after a bad night. The version of you who's anxious about something that has nothing to do with a horse. The you that you were an hour ago, on the phone, before you composed yourself in the car park. That's the file they have. And unlike every other relationship in your life, your horse has no reason to pretend that version of you doesn't exist. No social politeness. No giving you the benefit of the doubt. Just an honest, unfiltered read of exactly what you brought with you today. Which, honestly, sounds uncomfortable until you think about what it means from the other direction. If a horse trusts you, if they turn towards you when you arrive, if they let their guard down around you, if they choose to be near you when they don't have to be, that's not politeness. That's not habit. That's not because you were performing well that day. That's them telling you, I've seen you on your worst days. I've read every version of you that walked through that gate, and I've decided you're safe. That kind of trust doesn't come from being impressive around horses. It comes from being consistent, from being actually, genuinely yourself every time, and letting them decide what to do with that. I've even going pretty deep into horse psychology lately, and I'll be honest, this was not where I expected it to go. I thought it would be about horses. It keeps turning out to be about us. The next video is about something that I think is even more strange than this one. Because while your horse is reading your face, there's something happening before that. Something that kicks in before they've even seen your expression. Something about the way you move, the rhythm of how you breathe, the particular way you stand when you're thinking about something. It sounds vague. It's not. There's a study on it, and once you know what it is, you only notice you've been doing it around every animal you've ever been near. If you want to see that one, subscribe. And I mean actually subscribe. Not just think about it. These aren't the kind of videos I want you to miss. And then just find 6 weeks later. And one more thing. Drop a comment. Tell me, when you think about a horse reading your emotional state right now, today, what do you think it finds? I'm genuinely curious what people say to that.